Hi fire signs, Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, Ascendant, Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising. And those of you cross-watching, welcome to your tarot love messages. Today we're going to take a look at and see whether this is love or lust, whether they have feelings for you, are they romantic, what sorts of feelings. This is going to be a general reading, guys, so please just keep that in mind. If you're after a personalized tarot reading with myself, please feel free to reach out and inquire. I will list my email address just below the video here. Okay, I want you to take a moment. I want you to think of your special person, your romantic energy. Hold a visual of them in your mind and we'll see what messages come up for you. Okay, there's quite an emotional depth to this reading, and I feel like the both of you have, you share quite a deep emotional connection, but there's also a strong, sexual attraction the two of you feel towards one another. I feel like this is a type of connection that is both passionate and compassionate here. It feels like, it's both lust and love. It's a type of connection where I feel like the both of you are or can be emotionally vulnerable with each other, and I do feel like there can be a place of a feeling of security in the relationship, in this connection. There's some very distinct, profound feelings here. Okay, strong levels of attraction, but I also feel like attachment as well. I feel like this person, I'm getting a lot of feelings associated with excitement, with cravings for emotional connection, just maybe even obsessive thinking. It's like when this person is constantly thinking about you, they feel very attracted to you, they feel very drawn to you. I'm also seeing that there are feelings of like this person has love on their brain, and their feelings that that sort of elicit this high here. The two of you also have an emotional union, and there's all sorts of emotions. It's a mixed bag of emotions. There's compassion, there's love, there's lust, there's attachment, there's an emotional union, there's security, there's attraction. I feel like this person, this definitely wasn't a connection that was slow to develop. I think this may have been very instant, or this may have happened very quickly here. Okay, like admiration or signs of sexual attraction here from or physical arousal here from the very beginning. Okay, so this person definitely, I feel like this may have been an instant attraction, instant connection. Maybe this person even fell in love with you at first sight here. This is someone who is excited to see you, they're excited to be with you, they love being around you. It's like, as I've mentioned, it's almost like this feeling of, them being high on a drug. I feel like there's a lot going on here. I think some of it feels like it's a very wild, romantic adventure, and, and some of it may feel like it's characterized by lust. And because of that, if lust is sometimes a projection of what we want to see rather than the reality of the person and the situation. Other times it does feel like it's love. It's it's this love is an attachment perspective, right? And it's this feeling of secureness, it's security, it's this feeling of deep affection, of trust and of acceptance here of a person. It just feels like there's a lot of emotions here. Love and lust are not identical, okay, but I do feel like there's a lot, there's both here. And sometimes I feel like this person may be a little bit overwhelmed by the emotions, that sometimes they can fluctuate between those two different states of emotion over time, which makes sense because I feel like this is someone who maybe comes on very strong, and at times the connection is very hot and heavy, and then it slows down, right? So they can be sometimes inconsistent with their behavior or what they say or do here, because they're fluctuating between these two very different states, love and lust. I do feel like they want to do the hard work though. I feel like this person wants to do the hard work. I do feel like this person is developing trust, and I do feel like this is someone who will want commitment over a long period of time. There is a thrill. I feel like there's a fantasy and there's an excitement here that comes with your interaction with one another. I just think you're on the way to pushing past, because I feel like there's a strong physical attraction and there's room and depth in this connection for so much more, but it feels like, you know, it may slow down at times, but love needs to slow itself down to feel a little bit steady and a little bit secure. They do feel a bit like an addiction. Okay, so sometimes they talk about you a lot, they think about you a lot, and lust can feel a bit obsessive, whereas love feels a little bit more, it holds a bit more of a balanced perspective, a balanced approach, and it allows for the person to live a more balanced life. But love, it feels like an addiction, and it consumes your mental space, and it is something that does dissipate over time. But you know, lust is important because it's the romantic glue that holds two partners together. So whilst this is a very strong sense of attraction, I do feel like it can, or if it hasn't yet, gradually develop into a relationship, or into, you know, it's strong sense of attraction that starts off at lust but will gradually develop into love. Like the two of you feel very drawn to each other, and you want to be close to each other and around each other all the time. I do feel like, you know, it's slowly, there is going to be this, I think it's going to move into a different stage. I see it moving into a new stage, and this could be the phase of commitment and the phase of growth. And this is sort of like a tidal wave of emotion is going to overcome you. Okay, so I feel like this person finds themselves in a sea of overwhelming emotions when it comes to you, and sometimes they come on very strong, other times they pull back to get a sense of safety and control, because it's a tidal wave of emotions that they feel themselves drowning under. I feel like there's a lot of, it's not in between, it's in between. I think there's a lot happening here, and instead of maybe trying to define this relationship, maybe just, you know, go with the flow, see where all of this takes you, because I think, you know, there's room in this connection for this to be so much more. There is. Look, this person could already be, you know, they may have you look, and there's no one narrative that's going to fit all of your stories, right? This is someone whom you might have spent just one night with, okay, and you might have fallen in love with them, or this is someone whom, you know, you might be in love with, and you know, you might have only recently fallen in love with them after having known this person all these years. So no narrative is right or wrong. And yeah, you can love someone that you're not sexually attracted to, not all that much anyways. But I think something about this feels like you've awakened a sense of desire in each other. So I feel like this is love and lust and everything else in between, guys. Alright, and these are your messages. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Please show your support by liking, sharing and subscribing to the channel.